He was now trying to capture not just major conclusions and insights, but the slightest, the most evanescent hints and glimmers that rose to the surface of his mind, and then as quickly sank from sight. For the best part of every mind is not that which a person knows, but that which hovers and gleams, suggestions, tantalizing unpossessed before him. Emerson's journals show that for years he fished along the edges of consciousness, eager to note down the smallest fresh suggestion or hint of a suggestion. He made an effort to recall and write down dreams, to record first impressions, not second thoughts, to recall what so rankled at heart and kept the eyes open all night. So that was a brief passage from the book I'm currently reading called Emerson, The Mind on Fire. This book is amazing. I'm about halfway through and I plan on doing an episode on it on my podcast on Spotify and YouTube. Ralph Waldo Emerson was just he was so passionate about ideas. While reading this book, it just gets you so enthralled and inspired to go out and hunt for ideas. But what I want to talk about today is that one line, fishing along the edge of consciousness. So in the book, you can really see Emerson's passion for ideas. He filled hundreds of notebooks just of his ideas of stream of consciousness. It gets you so passionate and fired up about hunting for ideas by reading and just through life. And Emerson used his notebooks as a preparatory work that he would use to shape his thought and form what the core themes of his later work would be for the rest of his life. And in Emerson's journals, it's clear that he made an effort to capture those fleeting thoughts, the first impressions, and write down your dreams before they fade away or mold into something familiar. What does it mean to fish along the edge of consciousness? To me, it means to capture the stupid thoughts that are unique to you, but you brush off and you think are that you think are incoherent or aren't smart enough or aren't as polished enough to be written down in a journal. And I think this is a limiting belief that we all have, that everything we have to produce and everything we have to write down in our perfect little notebooks have to be perfect and polished. This isn't true because not everything we think is genius. Not everything a genius thinks is genius either. What makes them genius, what makes the geniuses genius, is their ability to capture their stupid thoughts over and over again and then form them into something unique to themselves, which then makes it unique to the world. So I think it's important to make it a practice to write down those thoughts that rise to the surface and then disappear very quickly. Make it a practice and a habit to quickly write those down, and then over time you'll get so good at it that it becomes material for your whole life. As Emerson did, he has hundreds of notebooks just dedicated to this process, and it gets me so fired up because that's what formed Emerson's thoughts and his core themes and lessons that he used in his work for the rest of his life. So it's important to capture our stupid thoughts and to capture whatever is rising to the surfaces of our mind and do it quickly before it fades away, because they fade away quickly. And I think it's important to make it urgent and to trust yourself, to trust whatever thoughts are coming to your mind. And that's how we form our unique ideas and our unique worldview. And so, fishing along the edge of consciousness is how we start to form a coherent worldview, and we start to form these unique ideas about ourselves and therefore about the world and and then people will relate to it. And again, it's important to be consuming quality inputs, to be reading great books and to be reading of great minds, because for example, Emerson was heavily influenced by Goethe in his work, and he consumed all of his works and reread them over and over again. And so I want to read a brief passage really quick from the Emerson biography. Let me see if I can find it really quick. So let's see. Okay, so G- they're quoting Goethe and saying, "The greatest genius will never be worth much if he pretends to draw exclusively on his own resources. What is genius but the faculty of seizing and turning to account anything that strikes us? Every one of my writings has been furnished to me by 1,000 different persons, 1,000 different things." The same was true of Emerson. He read voraciously and took notes on everything he read. His reading emptied directly into his writing, and his writing in turn gave direction and purpose to his reading. Every word we speak is million-faced or convertible to an indefinite number of applications. If it were not so, we could read no book. Your remark would only fit your case, not mine. So that's all I really wanted to talk about today was fishing along the edges of consciousness and consuming quality sources, quality minds and ideas, and that way you will begin to produce your own work and you'll begin to build your own unique worldview, which is inspired by thousands of years of writing and thinking. I don't know. This book has just really gotten me fired up and even more passionate than I already was about the love for great ideas. So I hope I can inspire you to get fired up about ideas and to go hunting for ideas. So that's all I really wanted to share today was just that one idea from this amazing biography on Ralph Waldo Emerson. It's really gotten me fired up about ideas and got me so passionate to share them. One quick thing I want to share at the end of this video. Some of you may know, most of you probably don't. I do have a podcast, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of a change in the content I've been making on that podcast. These videos will be the same. These short videos will be the same. I'll talk about my books, about reading and the books I'm reading and ideas from these books. But my long form podcast, I'm going to be the format of the podcast now will be um, on a great mind, a great thinker, for example, like Ralph Waldo Emerson. So the process will be I will be reading a biography of a great writer, a great thinker, and on the podcast we'll discuss what made them great and what was behind their mind and their life of these great writers and what set their mind on fire and what made their work last. The first episode of the podcast I'm going to be doing on Leo Tolstoy, so stay tuned for that. It will be releasing within the next couple weeks. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and links will be in the description below. And yeah, have a good rest of your day.